what we saw yesterday is a very similar plan. Aside from the rapid antigen testing, we've actually seen some rules relaxed, like overnight camps and contact tracing. So can you explain how this plan is different and responding to the Omicron variant?
Probably the most significant change outside of rapid antigen tests is that where there is a positive case, we will not be tracking and tracing. I mean, we've come a long way over the course of the last 2 years, but particularly in relation to having a high vaccination rate in our state, that we will deal through the rapid antigen tests that we will be applying with every school across the state, that if there is a positive case or a child or a teacher is a household contact, they will isolate. What we saw last time and last year was that if there was a case, in the main we had many schools close. I shouldn't say many. There were some schools that closed. The overwhelming number of schools remained open last year, but there was inconvenience from time to time as we closed schools if there were cases, and there was obviously a significant amount of cleaning that went in. We're in a very different phase of the pandemic today. We believe the use of rapid antigen tests for a 4-week period should ensure that we can open up our schools in a safe way, but also what's a crucial element here is instilling confidence in our teachers and in our parents that schools are a safe environment. And that will create inconveniences because that is substantially different. Yeah, sure, issues like cohorting and music lessons and camps and things like that will continue in a COVID-safe way. But the main change is in relation to the tracking and tracing as we move through this next phase of the pandemic. But this is all about instilling confidence in our parents, in our children. I know many are anxious, but we believe the plan that we have in place alongside the Victorian government is one that works, one that is ready. We've invested significantly in it, and we're in a position, unlike other jurisdictions around the country, that can actually apply these rapid antigen tests because we went out early and resourced them.
I think a lot of parents will be concerned, though, that they won't know exactly what their exposure of their child has been in terms of contact tracing. They won't know if their child sat next to a positive child for the whole day. So what do you say to that?
Well, I accept that's different. But this is the right approach for the circumstances that we are in today. We know in the main that Omicron is less severe. We've seen that whilst more transmissible, it's less severe. We have a highly vaccinated population. And yes, as a parent as well, I know that many parents across the state are anxious about sending kids back to school. Many teachers are anxious. I was speaking to a teacher on the weekend who is anxious at the return to school. That's understandable in a pandemic, but it's really, really important for our kids' educational, social and mental health outcomes that they're back in the classroom. I accept that it won't be perfect. I accept that there will be issues as we move through this, but this is the right approach. And I'm very confident that by setting out this path, as we move through this next 4 weeks, and it's pleasing to see the case numbers coming down, and as Dr. Chandler said, we would expect as we move through return to school, case numbers will increase, and that's also associated with mobility and people going back to work, and that's why we've obviously got our plans in relation to childcare and early childhood education, that we're in a very strong position here in our state to open our schools safely. And I think the plan that we've worked on over the last 3 weeks will achieve that. It's been, whether it's the health teams, the education teams, we've worked day and night on this, and now we've resourced it, we've invested in it, and we're ready to go to open schools in a very safe way.